Hey guys, this is Jay here, and before I start this video off, obviously you guys read the title, today I honestly just want to talk about, obviously, first off, the reason why I left YouTube, because I was doing YouTube briefly, like, a lot more consistently in, like, 2024 to, I would say mid-2025, and then things started, like, getting complicated, so I wasn't doing YouTube as much, I wasn't really uploading videos, and I will go further in depth as to why I did that. It wasn't really because I got I will explain, like, why, like, what I was going through at the time. And I also want to just talk about, obviously returning to YouTube and obviously about just a bunch of random crap that has happened with me coming back to YouTube. That it's like, and this is where we'll get into the meat and potatoes, shall we? Let's first start off with what I wanted my channel to be about. So, first off, I made this channel because around mid-2024, I was going through a lot with, like, a really toxic friend group I was a part of, and I feel like this channel was the best way to vent about it. And, I'd say in mid-2010s fashion, like, Leafy-style videos where Leafy or any other commentary YouTuber at the time would probably, like, record themselves playing some Call of Duty or Battlefield, which is kind of fitting because I am using Battlefield gameplay footage, which is games I haven't really touched within, like, a good hot minute. Besides the fact that I did stream Battlefield 5, like, maybe a week ago, a few weeks ago. So, with all that being said, that was just my initiation to YouTube. That was, like, I didn't know what I was doing. I wanted to turn this channel into, like, a journal entry channel where it was, like, I was just journaling my thoughts, journaling everything. I guess a public diary, just talking about what I was going through. Luckily, a lot of people within that, I guess, bad friend group did mature, and they obviously are showing it, and I'm really happy to see that. So I stopped making videos about, like, toxicity that I was going through, and I ended up just deleting all of them because I was like, what's the point in having them around? Videos like that weren't really helping with my mental health, and that's just gonna be one key factor as to, like, why I guess I stopped uploading those types of videos, because it's like, I thought it would be fun at first to be like, I guess like Leafy, I guess like other YouTubers back in the day, and I sound like an old man saying that, but back when, like, YouTube was not the YouTube that we use today, we had a lot of, like, channels like them, like, there were a lot of, I guess, Leafy copycat channels where people would, in a way, make, like, commentary style videos about them, just yapping, talking about whatever random crap there was. At first, I'm not gonna lie, at first I did enjoy it, it was fun, maybe from, like, most of 2024, but then I'd say by mid-2025, not even mid-2025, maybe early 2025, that's when it started just becoming more annoying, it felt more repetitive, and, that's when I started getting tired of making that type of content and making those style videos, so I ended up stopping for a little bit, and then, I obviously stopped making videos a lot more in, like, the summer of 2025, because I had a really busy schedule in life, I was doing a lot of things, and it was hard for me to obviously make time to just promote my YouTube content and make more content for YouTube. So I do want to say this, when it comes to just still making content, because at the time, like, I would say May and June of 2025, so May and June of last year, I was making content, but I was just making TikTok content, honestly, because at the time, I wanted to go live on TikTok, and I think there were requirements that was like, you couldn't go live unless you had, like, 1,000 followers on TikTok. So what I did was that I pretty much just did the same shit that got me, I guess, a good amount of subscribers on YouTube, which was just making random videos, making random content. It's not like the content that you see right now. It was pretty much just, I guess, me still venting about certain things, me venting about, like, things I went through, making edits. I kind of did that. Like, I would make, like, video game edits, nostalgic edits of, like, games I used to play. I still have some of those on my TikTok, and with all that being said, I will link my TikTok in the description of this video, so please, if you guys can, if anyone's viewing this video, please stay tuned on my TikTok, or if not, also give me a follow on TikTok, because I am trying to become, a creator on TikTok as well. So with all that being said, this is also going to segue into, what I've realized, taking a break from making YouTube content or YouTube videos, and just content in general, is that I gravitated more towards streaming content and gaming content, specifically anime video game content, like the streams that people have seen on this channel for, I would say, the past week, which has been nothing but My Hero Academia, which is the new game that came out, My Hero All Justice. And I'm not gonna lie, ever since I started streaming this game, and other games specifically, like, I have tried to experiment with, like, Battlefield. It's made me happier. Like, I feel like I found the type of niche that I want to be a part of when it comes to creating content on the internet. It's just video game content, especially anime video games, because I've noticed that, like, that was my passion. Even when I'm getting, like, maybe 1 or 2 people in my Twitch streams, and I'm also going to link my Twitch in the description of this video. I'm also going to link my Kick in the description of this video, only because I really want to promote this, you know, all my pages. It just made me realize that's the type of content that makes me the most happiest. And I guess if you even ask my friends this, because a lot of my friends say the same shit to me. They're like, Jay, well, I could tell, like, you're happy you're making those types of videos and those types of content, because it's like you actually have energy. You actually feel like you want to be there, you know? And I feel like that's the thing. And honestly, I don't want people to look at this as like, oh, how are you going to be successful on YouTube or Twitch or Kick or as a streamer? Because look, I'm just starting out, guys. You know, I'm just trying to find my way into becoming, like, at least a decent streamer, to say the least, you know? And I feel like one of the things that has to be present when it comes to streaming and making content in general is just, you have to have passion for it. If there's no passion, if there's no fire in you to make content or desire, it's not going to feel fun. Like, and that's the thing. Being a streamer and being a YouTuber, to me, you have to have fun with it, you know? When it feels like every time you hit start recording or stop streaming, it feels like, well, how do I phrase this? If it feels like every time you hit start recording or start streaming and it just feels like it's dreadful, or the type of content you're making is just dreadful, I don't really recommend you making that type of content, to be honest. Because people can tell whether you actually want to stream, or, oh, you're just streaming or recording videos and making videos just for the sake of it, you know? And that's just something I realized when I started streaming anime games. I did start off with the first person, you know, I mean, I don't know what to call this, but I guess you could kind of say, like, warlike games like Battlefield and Call of Duty. I did stream Battlefield 5 for a little bit during, like, the holiday season. Like, when I was bored, I would just stream that. And then, you know, I did stream it once, but that was only because there was, like, a really bad storm in my area and I had nothing to do, so I was like, screw it, you know, I'm just gonna go stream some Battlefield and get it over with. And even making those types of streams, like, again, it's fun to stream for me, I guess because I have the personality to do it. But even with those streams, it's like, I didn't really enjoy it as much, because it's like, I don't really play Battlefield like that. I don't really like Call of Duty like that. I'm not really a big first-person, you know, how do I say it? I'm not into first-person shooter games like that. And it was like, it really kind of felt like I was forcing myself. But when I play anime video games like Dragon Ball, well, obviously, let's start off with the current game I'm streaming, My Hero Academia, and then eventually I will stream a lot of Dragon Ball games because I'm a huge Dragon Ball gamer. It really feels like I'm there to have fun. Like, I'm actually, you know, excited. I'm actually, you know, how do I say it? Like, hyper and fun, and I have life in me, instead of it feeling like how it felt when I was making, excuse me, those types of commentary videos where it really just felt like I was just pumping content. I wasn't, like, when I mean pumping content, I mean it's like, I just felt like I was forcefully just telling myself, just make videos, you know, instead of me saying to myself, I should try to make something that's more fun and more enjoyable, and something that I feel like people can vibe with, you know. I feel like ever since I started streaming My Hero Academia, it's something that a lot of people vibe with, you know. I don't even watch the anime, but you could tell, like, playing those types of games, there's just so much life and energy in it. So with all that being said, that's just gonna be, like, I guess why I left YouTube and why I came back. It's just me realizing, like, you know, the types of videos I really want to make and the type of content I really want to produce out there, which is just more anime video game content. And I want to obviously take a few more minutes to talk, like, I guess a few more minutes to talk about, like, what types of videos you'll see from me, because the thing is, you know, this channel went from literally commentary videos to now streams to now, and I say this after like 20 minutes ago of me posting a bunch of random shorts of My Hero Academia All Justice is that, you know, I don't want it to just be just shorts and lives, you know. I do want to make some form of videos on this channel and upload videos on this channel again. It's not going to be the same as I did when I started YouTube, obviously, but it's going to be like, I guess, more, TAS video styles, like tool-assisted speedruns, where I'm going to try to beat a game as if I was, like, you know, a goat at the game, even though I'm complete ass. Like, I do want to upload, like, some versus videos of, like, My Hero, Dragon Ball, Naruto, what other anime games are One Piece, hell, even Final Fantasy. So if anyone could help me with that, like, honestly, all I'm just gonna ask is for someone to just put in the comment section or spam my comment section with any verses in any anime. I will get the character and I'll play as the character versus whatever you want me to verse, you know. Like, let's say for Dragon Ball example, if you wanted me to do, like, I don't know, random battle where it's like heroes versus villains, and you want me to pick Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, and Trunks versus Frieza, Cell, Boo, and Dr. Gero, for example. That's honestly well appreciated because it helps me out too to see what type of content you guys want from this channel. So, with all that being said, this is Jay. I am gonna, you know, end the video here, but this is just me going on a 10-minute rant about YouTube, content creation, and my opinion, what it takes to be a successful content creator, as well as, like, also, you know, realizing that, you know, when it comes to, like, I guess being a YouTuber or streamer, it's like, you honestly just gotta have fun with it.